I have had this question a lot on my mind recently. Ever since Fortnite stated that they will be working harder to make Fortnite OG more authentic to 2018 or 2019 Fortnite. And if you haven't seen that already and want to know the changes, make sure to watch that video after this one. So this brings up the true question: can Fortnite OG still be saved? Will people come back to the game mode, or has the nostalgia damage already been done? The reason I ask that is for a multitude of reasons. The biggest being that Fortnite OG is over halfway through the game mode of Chapter 1. Surprisingly enough, a lot of people have left OG, and some are even leaving the entirety of Fortnite due to the direction the game is taking. As we all know, Fortnite now, even compared to 2 or 3 years ago, is almost indescribable. So what can Fortnite fix with the game mode internally, with the gameplay, and externally with promotion? One of the most important things that has been discussed is the bot issue. Now, recently, after Fortnite OG Season 6 dropped, players have noticed a significant decrease of bots in their game. I think the reason for this is pretty obvious, but more players will be on the game after a season's release. Hopefully OG retains more players because of their spread out updates, but honestly, it's too tough to predict right now. OG Expert was definitely the best thing that Epic Games decided to do for OG. There were no bots, and personally, I played so much longer because it was much harder to win. There was a mix of players. You had no clue who you would fight, and overall, I'm shocked they haven't brought this back. And if they don't, this will be one of the leading reasons why OG fails. Another thing that Fortnite could add instead of OG Expert is some sort of ranked game mode. No, not the current ranked that we have. It's terrible, and in OG, the player count couldn't even fill 4 lobbies across the entire world. I mean, something like Arena. Arena's name already would bring so many more players back to OG just because of the name. The point system was perfect, the grind was infinite, and everyone tried to compete for the top. And obviously, Arena was in Chapter 1, so it just fits the game mode. Also, the competitive meta, it's coming back to OG. Like purple and gold pumps that do 200, AKs, and so much more. See, people want to compete on this meta, so adding a tournament that's not the OG Cup would give people a reason to play Arena. I think that's why Ranked OG failed, is that there wasn't a reason to grind. And as some of you may know, Fortnite announced at FNCS that they are changing the way that Ranked works by creating a Ranked 2.0. Maybe we could see an early implementation of this in OG to get the competitive community hyped. But the thing that has been commented the most across the entirety of my channel is none other than OG movement. Listen, it's hard for me to even really come to a compromise of what people want. I'm one of those people that doesn't care if it gets changed. Yeah, it would be cool, but I've noticed so many people in the community want it reverted. Now, what style of OG movement should we get if Epic Games decided to bring it back? On one hand, people just want the animations. Think about Fortnite Chapter 4 with sprinting, sliding, but old movement animations. On the other hand, people want the slow-paced 2018 movement. No sprinting, no sliding, no mantling. Since this is hard for me to really have an answer for Epic Games, because I am completely fine with the regular movement, comment down below why you want that style of movement. That being the 2018 movement, the Chapter 4 movement, or the Chapter 6 movement. I'll be hearting 3 of the best ones with the best arguments or reasons why, so that if by chance Epic Games watches this video, they will see your comment. My opinion on 2018 movement, it's just harder to flip-flop game modes. But again, a lot of the people that are playing this game mode either play OG or Reload. That's it. Now, a lot of people were disappointed on the release of Fortnite OG Season 6. I haven't talked about why it was stale on release, but I think I know the reason why. Epic Games has so much going on with the collaborations at the moment and Fortnitemares. They have over like 6 or 7 collabs just for this Fortnitemares, which is the most we have seen in a while. Honestly, it looks really good and promising, but as you can see, it takes focus off their other game modes. It would make much more sense for Epic to hire more people, not only for Fortnite OG, but also Blitz and the main game mode. Because honestly, it does look like they're overwhelmed. Sometimes less is better, and working on a project for a longer time will lead to a bigger success. So constantly pushing out content might just not be the best thing for the whole of Fortnite. And in my opinion, it's just much less special. The only skin that I'm truly excited to come out is the Ghostface skin and I guess also the Jason skin. But even then, it doesn't hit as hard when there's so many collabs in the game. The good thing is that Chapter 6 should be leaving in a month, then we should get a dedicated Simpsons season. So maybe Epic Games can take a breather and really realize what is working and what isn't internally in their company. Which gets us to the next topic, which is their marketing. Epic Games has had fantastic marketing over the years, but as we all know, it has slacked for OG. No lobby backgrounds, low effort key art, and not even a trailer. These are things that take a few hours to do, the trailer being the biggest of them all. So why is it being neglected so much? Honestly, I think they're trying to just get as many people on Chapter 6 for Fortnitemares. That's the bottom line. They need this to be good so that the Simpsons season and Chapter 7 can do much better than Chapter 6. Because as we all know, the player count has not looked too hot lately. Even creators leaving Fortnite for other competing games. Also, Fortnite recently just scrapped the bug season, which means that Epic Games is open to big changes, even if it affects their original plans. Now, hopefully they don't scrap the entirety of Fortnite OG, which I don't think they will, just because now their player count across OG Zero Build and Build is almost over 80,000 players, which is kind of insane. The next topic that I want to talk about as well is the OG UI. I will briefly cover this just because it's not as important as the core gameplay, but it is still important. The old UI needs to be an OG, mainly because it helps enhance the player's nostalgic experience, and also it is more original to 2018 Fortnite. Again, this is something I don't care about much and doesn't change much for me, but I have seen several people talk about it on Twitter and my comment section. Now, let's go over a bigger topic and one of the leading reasons why people stopped caring about OG after Season 6 released. Revin the Cube. He's gone and is now back to Kevin the Cube. People felt like the game mode storyline was pointless and there was no reason to pay attention to the storyline. But what you don't understand, and I'll do a video on this later, is that this could be lore related. The shadow cubes are different and red, and also the cube's island is slowly shifting. Don't be too quick to judge how Epic Games handles the story of this game mode, because number one, it's one of the leading reasons they've kept the game mode in, and also, I think they're planning something even bigger than we thought. I have noticed that Epic Games is focused way more on the events for Fortnite OG, and it would not make any sense for them to just completely scrap it and go back to the original. The Red Rift butterfly, the Red Rift itself, and the Red Cube, it still all means something. This alone helps retain players in Fortnite OG, and it's super interesting, and I hope that you stick around till the end. Listen guys, we have around 4 more OG seasons until we probably go into Chapter 2, so they really need to make these OG seasons special and show us that they truly care. Because without doing that, people are going to leave the game mode and it will just completely die out. Hopefully we see arena back in the game, maybe OG movement, and also some sort of tournaments to keep competitive players on. Let me know what change you want most, and also what season you're excited for the most. Guys, it's been your boy Tricky, and I'm out. Peace.